Om Shanti. This is the Sakar Murali, 12th December 2023. Madhuban, Bab Dada, Om Shanti. Essence. Sweet children, together with having knowledge and yoga, your behavior also has to be very good. Let there not be any evil spirit inside you, because you are exorcists who remove evil spirit. Question. Which intoxications can the worthy and obedient children experience permanently? Answer. We are claiming from Baba our inheritance of becoming double-crowned master of world. Only worthy and obedient students can experience this intoxication permanently. However, if there is an evil spirit of lust of anger inside you, there cannot be these intoxications. Such children cannot even have regard for the Father. This is why you first of all have to chase away the evil spirit and make your stage strong. Song. Who has come to the door of my mind with the sound of uncle bells? Om Shanti. No one except you children can understand the meaning of this. It is also number wise according to the effort you make, because there is neither a physical nor a subtle image of Supreme Father. The Supreme Souls, the deities, are subtle, and there are just three of them, but even very much more subtle than them in God. Now, who says, O Supreme Father, Supreme Soul? Soul. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Souls, is called God. A soul cannot call his physical father the Supreme Father. When you remember the Paralokic Supreme Father, the Supreme Souls, that is called being soul conscious. You remember your physical father with the relationship of the body. The other is the Baba with the relationship of the soul. He has now come here. The souls know this with his intellect, because each soul has an intellect. Therefore, the Supreme Father, the Supreme Souls, is surely the Paralokic Father. He is called God. Baba has now had these questionnaires made. It will be easy for you children to explain with it, just as forms are filled in. In the same way, you can get them to fill in questionnaires. Definitely, the one who asks these questions would be knowledgeful, and so would solely be a teacher. It is souls that take a bodies and explain with their organs. Therefore, the questionnaire has been created so that it is easy for you children to explain. However, the stage of children who relate knowledge also has to be very good. Although the knowledge of some of you have may be very good and your yoga is too very good, together with that, very good behavior is also required. The behavior of those who don't have the evil spirit of lust, anger, greed, ego, or attachment would be divine. Those are very big evil spirits. You children should not have any evil spirit in you. We are exorcists who remove evil spirit. Impure souls that wander around are called ghosts. The exotics who remove those ghosts are very clever. No one apart from the Supreme Father. the supreme souls, can remove evil spirit of the five vices. Only the one removes evil spirit from everyone. There is just the one who grants salvation to all. The one who liberates you from Ravan is only the one. Those are big evil spirit, it is said. This is one has an evil spirit of lust. This one has an evil spirit of attachment or impure arrogance. The liberator, the Supreme Father, the Supreme Souls is the only one who can liberate everyone from those evil spirits. You know that at this time the Christians are the most powerful. The words of their English language are also very good. Whoever the king is, he uses his own language. No one knows the language of deities. My daughters would go and come back and tell us everything they saw the trance. They used to stay in trance for 2 to 4 days. There should be a clever trance messenger who would be able to speak language that she sees there. You children should tell everyone the story of Bharat. Bharat was Satopradhan, but it has now become Tamopradhan. Worshippers from worthy of worship in Bharat there are many images of deities. People worship them with blind faith because they don't know their biographies. We are all actors, and so we should know the director etc. of drama. This is why the questionnaires has been prepared. You should also write to the Pope. You are telling your followers to stop manufacturing those things of destruction. So why don't they all listen to you? You are everyone's guru and you are praised a great deal. So why don't they all listen to you? You don't know the reason of this. So we will tell you why they do not follow your directions. They are manufacturing everything according to God's directions. Heaven is being established through Adam and Eve. God is knowledgeable and He is incognito. Surely His army would be following His directions. You should explain in this way. However, your children don't have such broad, unlimited intellect. Therefore, the screw has to tighten when an engine cools down. They put in more coal to heat up. These are coals of knowledge. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul is the greatest of all, and everyone will come to salute him. Everyone consider the Pope to be powerful. For people don't give as much regard to anyone else, they do not the Pope. They don't know the Father. He is incognito. Only you children know him and give him the importance. However, Maya is such that she doesn't even allow his children to have regard for such a father. As soon as you go outside, the intoxications you have of Baba making you into the master of the world ends. Why would you not claim our inheritance of become double crown? This is the intoxication of worthy and obedient children. However, there are many children who have evil spirit of lust, anger, or greed. Baba speaks a Murali, and you then feel I still have a slight influence of lust inside me. If one side of is strong, then nothing can happen. Sometimes the wife is strong and sometimes the husband is strong. Baba receives all types of news. Some writes with the honest heart. There has to be great honesty and cleanliness internally and externally. Some are honest externally but are false within. Many experience storms. They write, Baba, today I experienced the storms of lost, but I was saved. If they don't write, then firstly punishment is experienced and secondly that habit is increased. Eventually they fall. Baba has these hopes in the children even when there are a few bad omens. They can be removed. There are many children who are moving along fine today, but they would become unconscious tomorrow or their throats would choke. Definitely, they are disobedient about something. You should remain honest in every situation, for only then will you become the master of land of truth. If you tell lies, the illness will increase and cause harm. You children should write the questionnaires very tactfully. What is your relationship with the Supreme Father and the Supreme Souls? Since He is the Father, there is no questions of omnipresence. He is the bestower of salvations for all, the purifier and the God of the Gita. Therefore, he would surely have come at some time and give knowledge. If this is right, then do you know his biography? If you don't know it, you can't receive the inheritance. You would definitely receive the inheritance from the Father. Then ask the second questions. Do you know Prajapita Brahma and his mouth one creation? The one who is called Surashwati is the goddess of knowledge. She is called the goddess of knowledge. This one is Jagadamba. So, surely there would be her children and also her father. He is one who gives knowledge, so who are these Prajapita and Jagdamba? She is also called goddess and wealth. At that time, she is not the goddess of knowledge. This Brahma and Suraswati then become the king and queen. Therefore, their children most surely also become master of heaven. This is now the confluence, the Kumbha. Look at what happens at that Kumbh Mela. There is difference of night and day between its meaning on path of devotion. It is meaning here. That is the confluence of waters of river and the ocean. This is the Mela of human Gangas who emerge from ocean of knowledge. These questions can also be asked, who is the one who makes you pure from impure? This is something to know, and this is why we are asking you. You can become king and queen by receiving knowledge from this mother and father. Would your mouth be sweetened by saying that God is omnipresent? You are now receiving knowledge, the fruit of devotions. God is now teaching you, and so you have stopped stumbling around. Baba says, children, may you be bodiless. Souls have received knowledge. Souls now, they say, we now have to return home to Baba. Then there is a reward. The kingdom is being established. These matters have to be understood. This questionnaire is very good. You should remain in everyone's pocket. Only serviceable children would think about these things. Baba has to make so much efforts for you children. Baba says, children, make your future elevated, otherwise your status will be reduced for cycle after cycle. Just as this Baba Mama become emperor of empress, so you children should also become the same. However, you have to have faith in yourself. A king has a lot of power. There are nothing but happiness. Others who become king become that by making donation or performing the charity in the name of God. All the subjects live under the king. At this time, the people our the people. So they have become very weak. Baba knows that many children experience storms, but they don't give this news to Baba. You should write to Baba, I experience a storm, so please give me some advice. Baba would advise you according to your situation. You don't write, your companion doesn't write either and say, Baba, this is the condition of my companion. The news should be given to Baba. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children's love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, the father, Bab Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children. The spiritual children say Namaste to the spiritual father. Om Shanti. Night class, 11th January 1969. The unlimited Father comes and explains to you. He makes you belong to Him. He gives you teaching for a royal status and also make you pure. The Father gives the introduction of Himself, and the inheritance is very easy way. You would not be able to understand it by yourself. You would surely receive the unlimited inheritance from limited Father. Only those with the very good intellect would understand what inheritance the Father gives. He gives you the inheritance of the home, the study and sovereignty of heaven. Those who become the pure deity community are the ones who enter the kingdom. Those who study and teach others will accordingly claim a high status. There are so many children and they are claiming their inheritance from the Father. The Father makes you into the Master of Heavens, into Narayan from the ordinary human. This one is the Master of Kingdom. So the unlimited Father is the creator of heaven, and we, His children, will claim the sovereignty of heaven from Him. As are the king and queen, so the subject, you will claim a high status to the extent that you make efforts. This is efforts for the kingdom. Not everyone receive the kingdom in golden age. To extend that you make effort accordingly, you will receive a high status. Your rewards depends on the efforts you make. You children know that you will receive your sovereignty according to how much effort you make. If you consider yourself to be a soul and you remember the Father, you will become the Satapradhan from Tamapradhan and become the pure gold. You will also receive a kingdom. Here people say that they are the master of Bharat. All of you will become the masters, but what status will you then claim? What will your status in heaven be after your study? You are now studying at the confluence age. You will then rule the golden age. The Father teaches you yoga and also teaches you this study. You understand that you are studying as yoga. We also become pure by having remembrance of the Father. Then our rebirth will not be the kingdom of Ravan, but the kingdom of Rama. We are now studying Manmana Bhava, Madhyaji Bhava. It is now the end of Iron Age and then Golden Age. Heaven will definitely come. The Father only comes at the confluences and offering this unlimited school where there is this unlimited study to claim the unlimited sovereignty. You know that you will become a master of new world. The new world is called heaven. You feel intoxicated about this to know not. Truly after the old world there is new world. Children, remember this. It is in the hearts of you all children that the Supreme Father, Supreme Souls, it teaches us to order to make us into the master of heaven. You children should remember that God teaching you. We are become the highest on high king, the queens and heavens. We receive the kingdoms by studying Raj Yoga, and there is purity, peace, and happiness in that. There is everything. See, Baba has now entered this Baba. He is the highest on high. The soul carries that experience with himself. When he goes there, the way of sitting there will be royal. All the students will have individual seat. A student would not sit in another student place. No two souls can have the same parts. The Father has explained. Souls have recorded in them. Our efforts are continuing according to the drama plan. Some will become king and other will become queen. At the end, the result of effort will be announced, so the status of rosary will be created. Those who are to claim high number will definitely know that when someone dies, you can understand that the soul will go and take another body according to his karma. Those who have performed good action will receive good worth with the power of yoga. If someone doesn't make efforts, that one receive a low status. Happiness will be experienced by thinking in this way. As are the Maharathis, so they are praised. Not everyone's way in speaking knowledge is the same. Each one's way to speaking knowledge is also different. This play is predestined. You children now pay attention to how you act. Whatever the father's mother's touch, children learn from that. You now performing elevated actions. One can understand this form of service you do. The efforts that the Maharathis make cannot remain hidden. You can understand who is making efforts to claim the high status. All the children have chance. In order to claim high status, you have also received the lesson of Manvanabhava. Together with the meaning, you children understand that the knowledgeful Father himself comes and gives you the knowledge of Gita, and so he would surely give you accurate knowledge. Then, however much you can continue to put things you are here into practical forms depends on how much you are imbibe them. It is not difficult. You have to remember the Father and know the cycle. This study is for final birth. You will pass and then go to the new world, the golden age. It is remembered. There is victory of faith. So you children have understood with your loving intellect and that God is teaching you. You children know that you are souls, that you are imbibe this. The soul is studying through this body which is doing a job. These masters have to be understood. You remember the Father and Maya Ravans breaks your intellect yoga. You have to remain cautious of Maya. The more progress you make, the more your influence will spread and the more mercy your happiness will also rise. When you take a new birth, you will show this very clearly. Acha. To the sweetest spiritual children's love, remembrance and good night of the spiritual Bab Dada. We spiritual children says Namaste to the Bab Dada. Essence of Dharna. Remain honest and clean internally and externally. Give the fathers your news with an honest heart. Do not hide anything. Number 2. You now have to return home. Therefore, practice remaining bodiless. Remains in silence. Blessing. May your transponds mind into yours be double light and experience the flying stage. Details. That perceivable body, wealth and old minds are not yours. You are given them to fathers. The first thought you had was everything is yours. The fathers does not benefit by this, but your benefits, because when you say mine, you become trapped. Whereas when you say yours, you become detached. By saying mine, you have a burden, but by saying yours, you become double light and trusty. Until someone become light, he can't reach the highest stage. Only those who remain light can experience bliss through their flying stage. There is pleasure of remain light. Slogan. A powerful soul is one who cannot be influenced by any person or matter.